Hey, 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 guess what day it is today? It's Monday. Well, maybe you're listening to this on a Wednesday or a Friday, so maybe it's not Monday. Today's podcast is all about, well, it's about your dreams. And why does that matter? Because your dreams matter. Like so many people decide that they don't want to have dreams or they don't have dreams and they just live other people's dreams. And we don't want you to be those type of people. We want you to live your life by design and live your best life so that you get to live your dreams. So today's podcast is about asking you 5 questions to ask yourself when you're pursuing your dreams.
Isn't that amazing?
Isn't that good? Just 5 questions.
5 simple questions.
Now, Sam said to me, babe, you're only allowed to ask 5. I was like, you're going to have to write notes because I have always so many questions. The best way to get an outcome is to ask lots of questions. So most people don't believe that they can actually live their dream. So they either have a belief system that has them believing that they can't make a living doing what they love, or they feel that they don't deserve their dream. And I wanted to share a story with you that happened to me when I had remember my breakthrough, not my breakdown, but everyone else called it a breakdown. I call it a breakthrough. Well, my CBT therapist at the time said to me, right now, if you were to choose a career that you got paid for, I would encourage you to move into a career where you could help people, because obviously you want to help more people. And I was like, who is going to pay me to help them? Lean in. Who's going to pay me to help them? This was the question that my therapist, this is the seed that my therapist planted for me when I was 28. And I looked at her like she was a moron.
You would have too. Like, what the hell? Like, seriously.
Next question, you muppet. That's how I would have responded, right?
Yeah.
Like, now I think about what I do as a career. I moved into the health and fitness industry shortly after that. And people pay me to solve their problems. People pay me to support them. We've been living our dream for how many years?
Nearly 20 years.
Like, that's crazy shit to me.
No, I lie. What year are we in now?
Well, we've been together for 21 years.
Yeah, no, it's longer because it was in 2000. It's now 2023. 23 years.
But that's pretty insane, right? Like, I've been living my dream for longer than how long me and Sam have been together.
Yeah.
Like, if you had said to me all those years ago that I could do something that lit me up every single day and it wouldn't even feel like a job, I honestly would have thought you were a moron. And that's why we are so passionate about helping people with tools so that they can live their best life, because we live our best life. We get to do crazy cool shit every single day. People say, what do you do for a job? We don't have a job. We get to live our passion and live with purpose every single day. So we're going to give you 5 simple questions today. If you're struggling with this concept of not believing that your dreams are worthy, then you need to tune into this. Because what we realize is people don't feel that they deserve to dream. Now, if someone like me, who had a bit of a breakdown at age 28, learned to dream and apply that, and now is living my dream from 28 until 52, I've just been living it. I've been hanging out in this crazy cool world, right? Then you can do that too. What we do is we tend to avoid the pain of feeling so that we can't have our dreams, right? So, because sometimes it's a little bit scary and we don't want to feel the rejection or the fear of not accomplishing our dreams. So we don't give ourselves permission to dream. That was me. Like, I was like, I can't be that person. Like, I'm destined to have a crappy life. Like, I'm destined to live someone else's dream. Like, who am I? This person that just comes from West Auckland that thinks that she's all that can go and do and be and have everything that she truly desires. people keep their dreams so buried that they can't even remember they had a dream.
True story.
And
True
we're here to
story.
tell you, everyone has a
Everyone
dream.
has a dream.
Yeah.
Everyone is destined to fulfill that purpose.
So girlfriend, don't you wait.
Mm.
Don't you wait. So number one, we want you to write down what your dreams are. So if you could think about, like, just take a moment, take 2 minutes, in fact, what lights you up? So people are like, Ash, I don't have a dream. I don't even know what a dream is. You don't have to be like the woo, 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 woo. What is it that you want to do that lights you up? So I was like, I wanted to help people. I want people to know that no matter what they're going through, that they are supported, that they are loved, that they are encouraged. I wanted to be that person that could help people. That was my dream. My dream was to help more people to feel that they were worthy of receiving whatever it is that they desired, right?
It's a little bit like that. What is it? What's that TV program with the devil? But he's like the good-looking devil, and he looks in your eyes, he goes, what do you desire? It's like that. Like, what do you desire? And then you got to speak the truth, because he's looking you in the eye and you can't actually, like, you just blurt out the real stuff. That's how you want to think. Take all the filters away, take all the self-doubt, take all the
criticism
that people have said to you in the past about how you can't have that, or you're too stupid, or you're too whatever. You have to release all of that and imagine that the devil in that program, and I can't remember the name of, is looking you in the eye and asking you, what do you desire? And then you're like, you just spit it out without
it that we can't even.
Doesn't matter. It might pop into my head at 3 o'clock in the morning. If it does, I'll put it in the post underneath this.
And on that note, we only have the desires that were destined for us. So not everyone is going to want to own a woman's only gym. Not everyone is going to want to run retreats overseas.
No.
Not everyone is going to want to run online weight loss programs. Not everyone's going to want to do podcasts or write a book, right? Like, not everyone's going to want to get married.
Not everybody wants a dog or a cat.
But we don't understand if you don't want a dog. We don't understand it. We don't get it.
And some people are like, they don't want to live in a house. You don't want to buy a house. You don't want to rent a house. You want to live in an apartment. You don't want to live in a, like, we're all different. And that's what's so fantastic, is that we're all bloody different. Imagine if we were all the same. We're like cookie cutters. It'd be so freaking boring. So boring. So don't try and be like someone else.
Because you're unique. You're unique, you're special, and your desires were created for you. You wouldn't have the desire unless it was meant for you. Like, you don't see me wanting to be a surgeon. Like, come on. You don't see me wanting to be an accountant. No way, Jose.
You couldn't pay me enough money to be a dentist. Like, no freaking way. No.
So whatever your desire is, it's meant for you, right? So what is your dream? What lights you up? What is it? Just be unapologetic about what you truly desire. I want you to write it down, right? And then you're going to use these 5 questions that we've written down for you today. Just 5 questions that we want you to ask yourself about your goals, your desires, your dreams. Why? Because they matter. So question number 1, well, I'll give you all 5 first, and then we'll break them down, right? And I've written them down, so we're not going to go off track here. Feel free to get a pen and a piece of paper right now. Put us on pause. It's okay. Number 1, right? What is the first question? Is what is your highest priority in this lifetime? Because you might have many of them. But what is your highest priority? Number 2, is this your dream or someone else's? Because sometimes we end up getting trapped into someone else's dream, like maybe our parents. Right? Number 3, are you settling for less than? Because this is some of the things that we discover when we're coaching people. Number 4, what will you feel like when you've reached your dream or your dreams are? Because, you know, you're a big achiever. And number 5, what steps can you take today towards your dream?
Awesome.
That's our 5 questions. Now, let's start with number 1. Right? Number 1, what is your highest priority in this lifetime? Okay. And why does that matter?
Well, because if you're not on track with what it is you truly desire, like what your priority is, then you're not really living your best life. You're not living your dream. So what's most important for you to experience, explore, and embrace this time around is what's really important. What is the most important thing for you to experience, to explore, or embrace?
Boom. Yes.
Right?
And until you answer this question, your life goals will be off purpose, right? You'll be unaligned with your inner passion, which is really important. Your intentions will lack the power to attract the people and the situations necessary to become a reality. Now, what do I mean by that specifically? Well, I personally believe that the universe, God, whoever you believe in, your greater higher source, right? If you don't prioritize and intentionalize what your desires are, not only does the higher power not have any indication on what you need, so it can't give you tools and resources, but what you think about, write about, and speak about, think about, write about, speak about, you're going to bring about. So you need to make sure that you are very intentional about the language, the writing, and what you're speaking about, so that the universe can bring more of that to you, right? We want to be aligned with the people. We want to be aligned with the situations. Have you ever found that all of a sudden you want to do something and the teacher shows up? Isn't that fascinating? Isn't that fascinating? So many times in our life that, and I can just, an example is we wanted to move the location of our premises for our gym. Wouldn't you know it? The right agent showed up. Wouldn't you know it? The building started showing up. Wouldn't you know it? The right price came up. Wouldn't you know it? The right building company, 360, thank you, Amanda and Dave, just showed up. Like the right people just showed up. But if you don't have your highest priority sorted, then you're going to be in wobbly land. Everything's going to be clunky and everything's going to be overwhelming, and you're going to procrastinate and you're not going to take any action. So we want you to get really clued up on what truly brings you joy. What activities did you enjoy 10 years ago? Maybe as a child, maybe as a teenager. Like, what did you love doing? Like, what lights you up right now?
So like, for an example, maybe when you're a student, a child, even through university, you were arty and you loved drawing and you wanted to get into art, and then you got a job as an accountant. Like, there couldn't be more opposite.
Because maybe your parents told you you needed to be that particular person. So you're living their dream, you're not living your dream. Well,
so what were the habits?
Don't get me started on that.
What were the hobbies? What were the things you loved as a kid? Think about back to school. What subjects did you love at school? What hobbies did you have? What were the things that like brought you heaps of joy that you'd go into your room and do?
Like, what do you love doing? Like, we love traveling.
Yeah.
Like,
I love sport. I've always loved exercising, not because I want to be the best athlete, but I want to be a part of a group. I've always played team sports. I loved being part of a team. I loved challenging myself and seeing what I was able to achieve. And now I love showing other people that they too can enjoy it. Exercise doesn't always have to be horrible. It can actually be fun, and you can meet other people, and it can be something you enjoy doing. You don't always have to win. Like, some people feel you have to win.
Feel good. You have endorphins. You build your confidence. It's amazing. So what is it that lights you up? So when your goals are aligned with your soul, synchronicity kicks in to guide you to your target.
It's like having one of those tracking devices.
Boom. Okay. Number 2. Is this your dream?
Or was it somebody else's?
Like, seriously, whose dream is it? Is it yours or someone else's? Now, why does that matter? Well, because what we see is a common, let's call it a problem, or maybe an obstacle, right? Is that so many people have given up on their dreams because when they said what they wanted to do, it wasn't good enough. Or your parents potentially, or your role models, or people when you're growing up, had an expectation that you need to be a certain way. You need to show up. Maybe you need to be a doctor. Maybe you need to be a fireman. Maybe you need to take on the family business. Like, maybe you need to be the athlete. Like maybe their dreams are being projected onto you, or they have been onto you.
Or potentially your dreams couldn't take place. You had a dream and then something happened, like a family business situation where you just had to step in and take over because there was no choice. The expectation of you going in there and doing that and following somebody else's dream there.
And if it's not your desire, it will lead to fatigue and resentment. So are your goals your own choice, or what others think you should strive for? So are you currently studying or working or doing things that don't light you up, that light other people up, and it's causing you resentment? It's causing you fatigue. It's not living your dream, and every day you wake up and it's like Groundhog Day and you are more frustrated and you're having less fulfillment. So do you want to look back in your old age and wish you'd followed your passion? Because you get one life and you must live your best life. You can't blame everybody for, I wish I had done that and I could have done that and I should have done that. Oh, girlfriend, you're like an adult now. You got your big girl undies on and you need to make decisions for the best version of you in the future. Like, would you be proud of yourself for sticking to your dreams, for taking the action steps necessary so that you could live with purpose and passion every single day? Or will you regret having played it safe? So is it selfish to go after your own dream?
No.
That's a fuck no.
Jesus. You think about what joy can you give to others if you've given it to yourself first. Imagine if you were following your your dream, and your life was amazing, and every day you woke up excited for the day to come. You couldn't wait to get into the thing that you love doing and share it with others. Do you think that's going to inspire people around you or bring them down? Are they going to want to hang out with you, or are they going to avoid you because you're negative Nancy? Right?
Your dreams matter. Not your parents' dreams, not your siblings' dreams, your dreams. Like, you get to spend, some people, 8 hours a day at work every single day. So you might as well do something that you love. Right. Number 3, are you settling for less than? Now, why does this matter?
I guess so many times we have a dream and then there's an obstacle potentially that happens. And then we just give up on that dream and we settle for halfway there, or a quarter of the way there, or hardly anywhere there. You know, we get it resigned to accept less than the full share
of love and of health and success. We accept that, right? Have you compromised and sacrificed your dream?
Maybe you've had to step back and allow someone else to shine. You had to step back because only one, maybe it was a sibling thing. Like if you think only one child there was enough money for one to go and study, and the other, there wasn't enough money for the second person to go. So maybe your brother got to go and do what he wanted, but you had to stay home and help around the house. Or maybe you got married and you had to give up your dream and the thing you love doing because you got pregnant and there's babies. And you stayed home. And you might have been absolutely okay to do that. Absolutely okay to do that. But now you're sort of 10 years down and you're like, I didn't get to do the thing that I really wanted to do, and I've missed out. And I got halfway there and it was okay, but it wasn't all the way there. You didn't quite make it to the end point.
And so anything short of living your true passion will never make you happy. I'm going to say that again. Anything short of living your true passions will never make you happy. So girlfriend, you've got to live more in your passion. And in order to live in your passion, you must align with your dreams. And if you're settling because you don't think that you can achieve, you've got to get rid of that limiting belief, because you can achieve. You are you. You are unique. You are special. There is no one else like you on the planet. Not one person.
And there's billions of people.
Okay, number 4.
All right. What will you feel like when you reach your dream?
Oh, this is so important. And personal passion fuels a vision. So dive into the thrill and exhilaration of the feeling of living your dream. So I want you just to take a moment right now, and I'm going to take you on a visual journey. So if you're driving, push pause on me right now, or don't be closing your eyes. But I want you to think about, let's just all close our eyes. You can be closing the eyes, right? Sam's closing the eyes. And I want you to think about your biggest dream right now, your biggest desires right now. Who do you want to serve? How do you want to show up? And then I want you to see yourself in the next month taking action steps to living your best life, to tapping into your dreams, to living with passion, staying on and aligned with your purpose. Look at how you're feeling and look at how you're showing up in a month's time. And in 3 months' time, I want you to project yourself 3 months from now, when you've taken action steps to align to your desires. You're being the person that you always dreamed you would be. You're showing up with more confidence, more determination. How do you feel? Who are you aligned with? What are you wearing? And then I want you to project yourself 12 months from today. Like that scary dream that you didn't want to share with anybody. You made it happen. You're living your dream right now. What does that feel like? Knowing that you said yes to your desires, knowing that you took the action steps necessary, knowing that you slayed the dragon, you ate the frog, you never gave up on you. You were determined, you were focused, you were aligned. What does it feel like when you reach that dream? Do you have more confidence? Are you wearing different clothes? Who are you aligning with? What is the energy that you're radiating to the world now? What time do you wake up in the morning? What are you eating? What does it feel like to be you in 12 months' time when you've started reaching your dreams, achieving your goals, and aligning with your passion? You're living with purpose. What does that feel like? And then slowly open your eyes. What did that feel like?
Great.
So what did it feel like? Great.
A sense of energy, a feeling of warmth and joy, and like an inside smiling. Felt like my heart was smiling. Felt
How were you
light.
standing?
I was smiling, I was standing tall. I was wearing like bright, colorful clothing, like not looking sloppy and kind of depressed clothing, but more lifelike, energized. The sun was shining around me. It was just like a feeling of lightness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And joy.
I would love for you to message us. What came up for you? What stood out for you? And when we focus on the feeling, right, we start training our body that this is normal. Like it's normal to achieve our goals. We want the feeling to be familiar. We don't want our body to be in fight, flight, or fear, or freeze. We want our body to bring more of that in. And this is why visualization is part of me and Sam's morning practice every day is where do we want to be in 12 months' time? How do we feel? Who are we aligned with? What's going on for us? Like what opportunities are continually coming our way? Because we're focused on being the best version of ourselves by aligning to our passion and our purpose. So there's a beautiful example of what you can do every single day is just give yourself 2 minutes every day to live in that being of who that person is when you reach your dreams. And we've got a quote for you.
Yeah, there's the Hawaiian kahuna. It says
like a big kahuna.
Like the big kahuna.
Let's do the big kahuna.
Where your creative attention flows, so flows your life.
Mm.
So by visualizing, taking a moment to close your eyes and do what we've just done, your life has no choice but to flow in that direction. So even if it's not true, would you risk it?
That's right.
Would you risk it? Like, even if you're sitting there going, bollocks, I can't just think about it and it's going to happen. Do you really want to risk it? Because take it from me, it does happen. It is real. It does work. So if you have any doubts at the moment and you're thinking, oh, this isn't for me, I don't do that shit, just do it for 2 weeks, 14 days.
I was going to say 30 days, like high achiever there.
Yeah, just go 14 days every day for 2 minutes. Visualize yourself in the future, living your dream, and watch how everything just aligns.
And just feel the energy, feel the different frequency that you're now vibrating at, instead of focusing on what you don't want, because we're all living in what we don't want 99% of the time. And this is where fear comes from, right? So, and scarcity mindset. And when we have an abundant mindset and we give ourselves the opportunity to dream and align with our desires, our energy changes, our physical state changes. And yet we invest so much time on the things that don't serve us. Like, we spend time in fear, like of what we can't do and what we don't want. So we're going to encourage you to just dream big, baby. Dream big. Like,
what's the worst thing that's going to happen?
The worst thing that's going to happen is like my mum said to me one day, and I wanted to share this story with you. And I just thought, dream big with the whale shark. This is just what came up for me, right? Because it was on one of my vision boards. And I remember when I first proposed to Sam, and I spoke to my mum the next day, and she's like, well, babe, when do you want to get married? And I was like, oh, I don't know. I said, I don't want to get married in New Zealand. And it wasn't legal at that time, right? Because you could be a cup or a saucer. And I was like, I'm not going to be a cup or a saucer. Like, this is just fucking ridiculous. But anyway.
That means, just for those of you, it's a civil union partner, a cup. We're like, nah, we're not going to be.
Do you seriously believe that 2 women couldn't get married then? But anyway, don't get me started on that. There could be another podcast. So I said, no, I actually want to get married in the Caribbean. And she's like, well, then, babe, mate, this is what my mum said to me. Well, bub, let's go to the Caribbean. And I was like, whoa. And I was like, I want our families to go to the Caribbean and have a family holiday. That would be my biggest desire, my biggest fuck yeah baby dream, to have my wedding, our wedding, in Cancun in the Caribbean. And I still remember my mum was up here in bed, and I'd proposed to Sam that night, and I went to her the next day, and she's like, well, bub, just make that happen. And I was like, yeah, but. She's like, babe, there's no buts. And I was like, so I just jumped on the bed with my mum and I hugged her, and I thought, wow, we're going to make it happen. And I worried about letting everybody else down. And then I worried about how much money it was going to cost for people. And then I put all this fear in place. And so I don't want you to do that. I want you to focus on your dreams. Focus on your dreams and make sure that you feel them. So what did it feel like knowing that in the future, our families were going to have a crazy cool holiday with us and swim with whale sharks in the Caribbean? It felt fucking marvelous, I can tell you that. Like, nothing else felt better than knowing that we could have a family holiday and create epic, crazy cool memories with the people that we love the most. Like,
amazing.
Even now thinking about that, you know, like,
I would do it again today. Like, if you said we're going to go and repeat, I'm like, go, when? Let's go.
It's just no regrets.
Yeah, every single part of it. There's not one part of it that I would change or do over or fix or do differently. No, I just want to go right now. Again, let's go.
Boom, boom. That's when you know that that is your dream. And yes, you may disappoint some people, but they've got their life to live. You got to live your best life. Okay, number 5, let's wrap this up.
What steps can you take today towards your dreams? Now, we talked about it. We've thought about it. We know what we want. Maybe you're still working through that, so give yourself time. You've had your visualization, you've seen it, you've felt it. Now, what do you need to do? Because you can't just leave it at thinking about it. You need to start taking action. So don't defer your dream.
No deferring them, because today is the day. Why? Because your dreams matter. And life is short. Like, don't waste moments. We get the same seconds, the same minutes, the same days, and people are wasting opportunities to live their best life because they think that they have to do life on default. Bullshit. Don't waste time. Set up support and systems around you so you instantly translate your intention into actions. And people are like, Ash, I don't know how to do that. You get a habit tracker, number one. You track all of your habits, because the little habits make the big habits possible, right? We didn't just get to Cancun and get married in the Caribbean. We had to do and be the people that were going to make it happen.
Can you imagine organizing about 17 people in the Caribbean for accommodation? How we had to plan a wedding from here over there. We had to find the right people. We had to figure out what these. I mean, organizing a wedding in New Zealand is hard enough. Trying to organize it on the other side of the world in a different time zone where the English isn't so great. There were a lot of action steps that we needed to take, and it took a long time to get for us to visualize and understand exactly what we wanted to make it perfect. It takes time. So we had support, we had systems, and we had a structure in place.
So it also gives you, when you start taking steps, opportunities show up. Like, opportunities are everywhere. And those opportunities will be in line with your purpose and your vision. Like, isn't it crazy cool that the moment you say something, great shit happens? Like, people show up, opportunities show up. Like, it's insane to think that that's actually what happens. So what are the steps that you are going to commit to? What are the action steps? Because you can't just think about it. You need to take daily action steps. So
like, what you want to look at is, are there actually smaller projects that need to lead into the bigger dream? Maybe at this stage, going from here to there is too much. So what small steps do you need to take? So, like, just for example, for me, I wanted to run an ultra marathon a few years ago. So my dream was to run this ultra marathon.
And she's going to be running it again next year.
Yeah. I've got buddies to run it with me now. Isn't that great, Lama? So we're going to, I wanted to run an ultra marathon, but I had to train to do a local run first. I didn't just suddenly go, I'm going to do an ultra marathon tomorrow and jump out there and run. So I had to plan smaller steps. If I had only thought of the big ultra marathon, which is like stupid amount of Ks, and that was the end event, I would probably never have got there, because I needed the smaller steps in place first to get me closer to my dream. If I'd gone too far too quickly and without those smaller steps in place, I probably wouldn't have achieved it.
And you have to measure your progress. Like, Sam was tracking her runs. She had a plan, she had made the progress steps, and she had accountability. Like, you need to have accountability and a line. You need to have accountability from people that are doing what you want to do. Like, go to the experts. Like, who are the experts that you need to pay for or invest in so you can fast track your dreams, and then align with the right community that is going to help you stay accountable? Because we have no problem investing in accountability.
Oh, we do. We invest in a lot of accountability right now.
All the time. Why? Because my default is I can be lazy and put my feet up on the couch. I don't have to have accountability. I don't need a booty kicker. This is what my brain says to me.
And I think a lot of people think,
booty kicker.
A lot of people think, and I used to think as well, that nobody needs accountability. No one has it. It's not a thing. It is a thing.
It's a real big thing, especially for successful people.
There is not one successful person on this planet who doesn't have some form of accountability, whether it's a coach, a trainer. Like, there is no elite, there is no athlete in the world, on the planet, not one, that doesn't have a coach, that doesn't have a trainer. Not one.
Look, there's 100 people in our gym every week that have personal training. Like these people are fast tracking their results. Like left to our own devices, our natural default is lazy. Like
All of
and
us.
it's not intentional. Our brain just wants to keep us safe. So if you don't have the right people to hold you accountable, you're going to slow down your dreams. And when you slow down your dreams, you open up the door for regret and frustration. And that's not something that we're prepared to compromise on. That is just not something that we are. We always have coaches. We always have accountability. We always make sure that we've got an action plan in place. Now, look, fully transparent, Sam does not like goals. She doesn't like them. Like it goes against every grain in her bone right now. Bones. She's just like, oh my God. But every year and every 3 months, we set up our 90-day goals. And then we have an action list that aligns with our goals. Now, we never would have got married in Cancun. We never would have padded lions in Mauritius. We never would have been in Cape Town and climbed Table Mountain. Sam never would have done an ultra marathon. Like we would never have been to the Bob Marley Museum. Like we wouldn't have done all of these things.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have been able to take my mum to Jamaica.
Yeah, we wouldn't have climbed a mountain in Bali and watched the sunrise and have monkeys jump on our shoulders.
We wouldn't have swum with whale sharks and swum with dolphins.
And manta rays.
We wouldn't have made Bora Bora for our 21st. All of these travel goals were dreams of ours. Like we've ridden elephants in Thailand, like you name it. When someone asked us recently, like, where's your best place that you've traveled to? We were like, oh. And where would you go back to? We were like, oh. We've done a lot of traveling.
It's hard actually, because everywhere we've been is somewhere we wanted to go, and it was amazing because we'd planned it. We knew what we wanted. We knew what we were going for, and we made the best of it when we were there. So it was actually, we couldn't actually really choose. I could give you 15 places and tell you why they're all awesome at that time. And I would go back there again for a specific reason, because they all fulfilled a need, a desire, and a dream.
So what are your dreams? What are your dreams? And let's prioritize our dream by just checking in with those 5 questions again. Like number 1, I'll get Sam to check it out. What is your highest priority in this lifetime? Number 2, is this your dream or someone else's? Number 3, are you settling for less than? For fear of judgment, for fear of ridicule, for fear of not feeling good enough, right? Number 4 is, what will you feel like when you reach your dream? And we did that exercise today, a visualization of tapping into your future self. Align with her or him. Give yourself permission to just feel what it feels like when you achieve that goal. And what are the steps that you are committed to? What are the action steps that you're committed to? Maybe you need to get yourself a coach. Maybe you need to align with the right program. Maybe you need to get yourself a trainer. Like, what are the action steps that you need to help get you closer towards your dreams? And that's what we have for you today.
Isn't that amazing? Like, that was great, right?
Oh, so everybody, please give us a message. Let us know what you loved about today, and go out there and sprinkle some magic on someone, because you don't know right now if there's someone that needs you to sprinkle some magic, because they're not living their dreams right now. They're living life by default as opposed to living life by design. Go out there and be the example of what's truly possible. So much love for you. Enjoy your week. If you loved this episode today, like if you loved it, even if you just liked it a little bit, that would help. We would love to ask you a huge favor. Can you please, a million times, please, subscribe to our channel.
Push the button below. Just push it now before you forget. Just go push it. You can do it. Because not only will you never miss an episode ever again,
Never.
You'll always be there, but then you'll also help other people find us, because the more people that watch us, the more people that will get our message, and then more people will be part of our podcast. Wouldn't that be awesome?
And we can't not see you and hear you every week, can we? We just can't. So just do it. Just do it.
Just push the button.
Eat the frog. Do it now.
It's right
Come
down
on,
there.
Just do it for us. That'll be like the best present you could ever give us. Thank you.
Bye.